Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaelyn. I am a third-year PhD student in History and African American Studies, and I'm going to take you along for a little week in my life. I have been recovering a little bit from burnout, but I am feeling so much better after taking some time and getting some rest, and actually listening to my friends, my family, and my therapist who were saying that in order for me to be doing really good work, I really needed to get the rest to recover from feeling utterly exhausted. And so I took the advice, took the weekend, and am finally feeling human again. I feel like I'm well rested and am doing such good work. I feel really good about my prospectus at the moment, and I'm gonna take you along for a week in my life. I am starting this off on a Tuesday because I didn't have any classes yesterday, but today I have the history class that I am teaching. I just sent off some questions for the midterm off to the leading faculty member for the course. So I'm gonna meet with him after class today, and we're gonna go over those questions and prepare a study guide for the students who are taking their exams next week. And I'm just really feeling so much better and so much more refreshed after getting a little bit of a break. So I'm gonna take you throughout the week as I show you some things that I am changing in my daily life and my schedule in order to make things a bit more sustainable over the long term, and just feeling so much better. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this week started. Got a bunch of work done this morning, and I'm now heading over to campus for the lecture portion of the course, and then I have a meeting with the faculty lead for the course afterward, and then heading home to get some work done. I have some edits that I would like to make on the methodology section for my prospectus, and then I have some client documents I need to get done for accepted consulting, and I'm going to try to finish early this evening. I have been trying to set really serious boundaries around having time to sleep and to rest, and so I'm trying to put that into practice, and that means that I need to be more efficient when I am working, and I am feeling a lot more energized, as you can probably tell. And I'm really excited for today's lecture. We're talking about the American Revolution, so those of you that have been watching my YouTube for a while know how much early America, especially the American Revolution, is a fascination of mine. And now I'm just gonna walk over to campus. It was a really great lecture about demographic changes in early America leading up to the American Revolution, and now I have stopped at Warby Parker to pick up my new glasses or order them, and am now going to go by Atticus to grab a snack and then head on home to do some more work. Fettle. They reached out to me to send some food. They make food delivered in, I know, around Connecticut. I also believe They serve other areas around New England, but they sent some food for me to make at home, and I have been loving these pre-prepared meals, and these look so good. So I got the zucchini lasagna bake, the roasted beets with pistachio and dill yogurt. This looks so good. We got some grilled zucchini and bell peppers, the quinoa and sweet potato salad with vegan pesto vinaigrette. This looks absolutely wonderful. We've got the classic steak salad with house vinaigrette. So thank you to them for sending this to me. Very excited to try this out.
I think that the field of fashion studies is so young that like you can pretty much argue whatever. That as long as you're writing a song, which I know mine is, I don't think it's gonna be too difficult.
I just got off a call with one of my students. They are working on their paper and just had a few questions. So now it is about 7 p.m. I've had dinner, I got a bit of work done, hung out with Katie, and now I'm actually going to take the rest of the evening off, and I am going to go read because I have been trying to be better about actually listening to when my body is feeling a little tired and exhausted, because when I begin to feel that way, I start getting more distracted. I am not as focused on my work. I'm not being as efficient. And so what I'm trying to do is listen to those signals a bit earlier and then going to bed, or shutting down on work and trying to do something that I find is recharging. And one thing that I do find really relaxing is reading in bed and reading fiction. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, take Moo outside, and then tuck into bed and read Babel, and then prepare for the day tomorrow. We've got a fun day ahead of us. So let's go get a little bit of rest, and then I'll see you all tomorrow morning. All right, I've got on all my riding gear, as you saw, and it is time to head out the door. It's about 6:45 in the morning, and the sun is just starting to rise. I took Moo outside, and now it's time to head over to the barn. I realized after I filmed that clip that I never really explained my decision to start riding horses again. So those of you that have been watching my channel for a while might know that I used to be a professional equestrian. After high school, I rode full-time professionally on the road as an assistant for 3 years, and then I rode freelance after that. I rode freelance through college, and then I essentially decided to take a step back and not ride at all when I was at Oxford. I rode a little bit when I came home. I rode professionally again when the pandemic hit because I needed to make money, and now I have just really been missing it. And I keep saying, oh, well, I'll ride again when I have more time or when this lightens up. And I just came to the realization that there's never going to be a right time, and there's never going to be a time that's less busy. And it's something that I can do to prioritize myself and things that aren't monetized, because everything that I do right now is connected to my income and my future income, and I just want something that is just mine that I can just do when I feel like it. And so I found a barn out here. It's about an hour north of New Haven, so it's a tiny bit of a drive, but to me it's totally worth it. And I essentially just tell them what days I'm available and what time I'll be there and how many horses I can ride. And because I used to ride professionally, I can do it for free. I could technically do this as a job, but decided that I really don't want to. This is something that I'm just gonna do for me, for my mental health, and I've really been enjoying it. This barn is the nicest barn I've ever ridden at, and I rode at some really nice barns back in California, but I just think that they take really good care of their horses, and I'm really loving it. So I'm just driving out there. I ride only about 1 or 2 days a week, and Some weeks I don't ride at all. It just depends on when I'm feeling like it. And so my saddle is there and I have my equipment in the trunk, and I'm just gonna drive out there. I'm gonna stop at Birdhouse, get some coffee, get some food, and then head over and ride a couple of horses, and then go home and continue with my day. So that's my little update. That's another thing that I've been doing to try to prioritize myself. It's not really prioritizing rest because it is very physically exhausting. However, I cannot tell you how good it has been for my mental state. I just really love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive out there, and I'll take you along for the ride. All right, just finished at the barn. The horses were absolutely lovely today. The weather is perfect. And I finished up and it's around 10, and that gives me plenty of time to get home, shower, decompress for a second, and then get work done. So super awesome start to the day. Also, I just feel so refreshed and I feel so much stronger. I started riding again like 2 weeks ago and I felt like a noodle. I felt so weak, and I'm slowly starting to feel like I can feel my legs while I'm riding the entire time. What a concept. And I'm just so happy. So I'm gonna go ahead, drive on back home, and then take you along for the rest of the day. But I'm telling you, you gotta find something that gets you up in the morning and like gets you going, because this felt so good. About 5 p.m. I had some calls. I had office hours for Acceptance Society and then a client call. Now I'm sitting here with Colin Calloway's The Indian World of George Washington, which is one of the books that we're reading for the course that I'm teaching, and I'm working my way through this. It's a very dense book, but it is really good about talking about land speculation, especially in and around Virginia, and how land encroachment impacted relationships between settlers and indigenous people. He's really specific about specific indigenous polities. He uses George Washington as a bit of a case study to build this image or this illustration of the development of Virginia around him, but it's really not a book about George Washington. It's really about land encroachment, settlement, and speculation, and it's just a really good book. I'm working my way through this. Got a lot to keep on reading, but I'm just gonna sit here. I have about an hour until the working group that I help organize with my advisor kicks off. There's a workshop today on database construction with one of the professors that I'm actually a research assistant for. She's the professor I work with on the Royal Africa Company database project, and we just wrapped up the captain's letters project, and then we're going to be moving on to a new one. So I'm interested to see her talk about her development of these databases, because I came in about halfway through the project, or maybe even the last quarter of the project for the last 2 years. And I'm interested to see how she goes about the initial construction of it and how it might be useful to people in the humanities, and specifically historians that are not necessarily economic historians. And I love databases, so very excited. I just talked a lot in the last few minutes, but lots of things, lots of information to get through.
Documents that look like data, or I can have teaching, not teaching, but that influence how much I walk, or I can have US values, whatever.
You want to go outside? I look like a Bay Area tech bro. Want it? Is this for you? Get it. Hello friends, good morning, happy Thursday. Today is my most difficult day of my weekly schedule because I have teaching from about 1 in the afternoon to about 8 in the evening, and I have a full bit of work to get done before then. So I have been doing this new thing in the morning in order to prompt myself to get up, which is that I have the lights in the living room on a timer, so it goes off around 7, and so my door is closed and all I see is light, and so it tricks myself and my brain into thinking that the sun has come up, even though it definitely has not. And so I woke up at 6:30 and then got up by 7 and was ready to go. So I am sitting down at my desk. It's about 7:30. I've taken Moo out. I went ahead and just grabbed a little yogurt cup and a coffee and am making my way through my email. There's a lot of emails, especially on my accepted account, that I need to go through and do a bit of prep for the class today. The students are taking their midterm next week. And as I said earlier in this vlog, I met up with the lead faculty for the course and had sent him some of the midterm questions that I had written up. He's gonna send me back the edited copy later today, and then I think I'm gonna use the section to work on midterm prep with the students, as well as to discuss the reading. So, as I said yesterday, we're reading Colin Calloway's The Indian World of George Washington, and I'm at the part where he is essentially at the heart of the beginning or the onset of the French and Indian War. I am a little bit further behind on the reading than I would like to be, but I am going to be working on that this morning, as well as getting some documents read. I have a meeting with a client at 11, so I just want to make sure that their documents are squared away and that I have all my notes, because sometimes I'll review them a couple days in advance of the call, or I'll review them right before the call, but I want to be able to refresh my brain to ensure that I know exactly what it is that they need to change about their documents. I think I'm actually going to set up a little study with me session on YouTube and then just set that Pomodoro timer, because I find the Pomodoro timer really helpful when I am looking to task switch. I don't find it super useful if I'm trying to work on one thing continuously, but it really helps if I really need to be efficient and switch gears, and that's what I need to do this morning, and then see what we can manage to get accomplished before I have to head off to class around noon. So we got a few hours, so I have enough time to get quite a bit done. The time has come to head to campus, and so I figured I'd just show you what I'm wearing. I have on this t-shirt from Tala, because we all know how much I love Grace Beverly. I have on a little cardigan from Aritzia, Levi's jeans, typical watch from Shinola, Ana Luisa jewelry as per usual. Got my Harbor backpack. This is always linked in my description now. So if you want to know where to get the backpack, it is a little pricey, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. It is the best backpack I have ever purchased, and it fits so much. It's perfect. I just got on some white sneakers, and now it is time to head out the door for teaching. Up with class, and now I'm sitting in the office that I use for hosting office hours. I went and got an iced tea, and I'm just reviewing some notes and then doing a little bit of reading to prep for section today. As I said before, I think we're mostly going to be focusing on prepping for the midterm and making sure that all students know the material, but I am just going to go over the readings from this week as well, just to make sure that I know it, and so that way I can answer any questions that they might have. Class was excellent today. We were just talking about the coming of the American Revolution, or specifically the coming of the 7 Years' War, which is otherwise known as the French and Indian War over territory in North America. And really great lecture. Really love the faculty member who leads this class. He just does such a great job. I think he just is such a great lecturer, and I really enjoy it. I take a ton of notes every time I go to class. But I'm gonna sit here, get a bit of work done, and see what it is that I can manage to get accomplished before class starts in about 2.5 hours. I guess I'm not going home during the break because I did not know it was going to rain. So I'm just going to hang out in the building until my next class and hope to God that Moo forgives me for not coming home, because I would have to go out there and then come back. And I did not bring a jacket. I didn't know it was going to rain today. I'm from California. And when I say I'm from California, what I mean is that when you check the weather, and when you leave in the middle of the day, the weather doesn't change. But I forgot that I live in New England.